welcome to our month ahead for the month of September. I'm joined to my right, Mod Timbo, Mod Ramen, and to my left, Moderator and Mod Deg. And by the way, I just want to mention I hate saying that name sometimes, it's very confusing. But we have a bit to go through. To my left with Moderator and Mod Deg, we'll be going through Invention Batch 2. And to my right with Mod Timbo, we'll be going through some of the ninja stuff. And with Mod Ramen, I'm going through some of his Slayer creature stuff. So we have a bit to go through. So before we do that, this week's update focused on the boss log and the Motherload more updates, so hopefully you're all enjoying that. Got a quick question actually, which I hope you'll be able to answer. Did you read the script?
Maybe.
Okay. So when handed in Motherload shards at, I don't know how you say this name, but Wivian, I guess is how you say it, in Milia, will he also hand out the more items?
Oh, I know the answer to this.
The answer is yes, but it's at a reduced rate.
Okay.
He has a nerfed chance to give you the rare
because
stuff.
it's not the actual more itself.
Yeah. If anyone remembers the crystal pendant, when you got Motherload shards for the crystal pendant, it's exactly the same as that.
The Road to Elf City thing.
Yeah. So it's I think it's like a fifth chance to get the rare stuff.
Awesome. All right, so let's just go straight into it. Invention Batch 2. I think if you guys want to say anything to kick us off, but we have a ton of concept art to go through, so I'll just leave it to you guys and we'll go for it.
Yeah.
So what can we expect with Invention Batch 2 this month?
Well, we can expect more invention.
Oh,
yes.
That's my favourite bit.
That's good.
Easily a batch. And it's going to be the second one.
It's the second one.
Boom. All right, now over to Timbo on the other side.
All right. So we have
updates.
Yeah, we have some concept art. So we're going to go against... We're going to pop them up on screen and I'm going to do it, and apparently I need to sort my microphone out, so we'll sort that out midstream, so apologies for that. But yeah, let's bring up the first image and then we'll let these two take it away.
What?
Yeah, so this is the Gizmo bag. We tweeted this out on the main RuneScape Twitter account not too long ago, and there was a couple of questions about it, about what the padlocks mean, are they MTX unlocked and stuff like that. They're not. So there's 3 tiers of Gizmo bag. The first one gives you, which is the one you just saw in the screenshot, gives you access to 10 Gizmo slots. The second one gives you access to 15, and the third gives you access to 20. I don't remember the level requirements off the top of my head, but they're evenly spaced, I think.
I know what Gizmo bag 3 is. Gizmo bag 3 is 118.
118.
Oh, I don't have that yet.
And I think Gizmo bag 2 is 95, and Gizmo bag 1 is 75. That sounds about right. So yeah, just to clear up that they're not MTX unlocks. They're all for Invention. You can get access to them all for Invention.
So how many slots does it go up to? It's max?
20.
20.
Yeah,
so start off with 10, 15, then 20?
10, 15, then 20,
awesome.
Yeah, and on the tooltip itself for the padlock, it will tell you which tier gets you access to those, and also the level requirement to get to that.
Mod Google t-shirt. I'm sorry, I just
Moderator Google.
So does it only store incomplete gizmos, or will it also store stored gizmos as well?
So it cannot store incomplete gizmos because they're stackable now anyway.
Right, okay.
So there's no need for that. So it's only complete gizmos. You can rearrange them in when they're in the bag as well itself, to have it however you want. If you have 2 of the same gizmo with the same perks on, they won't stack. So yeah, it's just literally just pure 20 slots.
Can you see the gizmo I assume when you mouse over?
Yes.
Awesome.
You can see what gizmo it is on the tooltip.
Awesome. All right, let's bring up the next image if we can, and then so we'll go from there.
More invention.
Hey.
All right, so what do we have here?
So this is the Divine-O-Matic. It's one of the other new devices that we're adding. If you have this equipped while you are channeling, is that the word we use?
Siphoning.
Siphoning. Is it really?
Siphoning, yeah.
Let's go siphoning.
I'm glad that we use siphoning to mean a bunch of different things. When you're siphoning from a wisp during divination, the energy that you would get from it, the memories that you would get from it.
The energy.
The energy that you would get from it, got there in the end, gets turned into charges on the Divine-O-Matic, and when it fills up, it will give you a Divine Charge object, which you could then, if you want to trade it or add it to your Divine Charge pack, so that you can fund some of your invention while you're doing your divination. And the conversion rate is slightly better than making a regular Divine Charge pack. Obviously, you have to spend the time actually collecting the stuff yourself. But if you were going to be normally making your own Divine Charge packs from doing your own divination, then it would be a bit faster and a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
So essentially, instead of having to have the energy as well as the simple parts, you now just need that. obviously anything you acquire along the way. So first question is, does it scale to the wisps you're doing? So for example, will it, there you go. So basically incandescent then and ancestral, I assume,
you'll learn Divine Charge a lot quicker on incandescent than you would on player. And then this is a shot of it in action.
Goodness me. That's an action shot.
Looks pretty dope.
Awesome. Okay, so there you go. A way of saving yourself from using simple parts to make your divine charges. So nice to have in there. What level will that take to research? Sorry, on the spot there.
100 and something, probably.
Okay. As long as we're sure it's over 100, then.
Yes, fine. It's definitely over 100.
Cool.
Or if it isn't, it is now. I'm pretty sure it's over 100.
Cool. All right, what we got next on our little list here?
Machines.
Yes,
hopefully.
let's hopefully have machines. All right, talk to us about the power generator.
Well, should we just talk about machines in general?
Oh yeah, let's do it. By all means.
What machines are. We've spoken on dev diaries and stuff before about this idea of machines. So machines are a thing. They're going to come out with Batch 2. They're all going to be in the Invention Guild. So previously, at the moment in the Invention Guild, you've got 2 boarded up staircases. That's now expanded out to be where the home of machines are. So this is where you go to do all of that sort of stuff. So what machines are? They're just sort of like automation tools to sort of help with like arduous tasks within RuneScape itself, such as like cutting planks or tanning hides and all of that stuff. But they shouldn't feel like essential that you have to have them running. So we're not like trying to add to like that daily scape grind or whatever.
Yeah. They'll also run even when you're offline, as long as you've fueled them up. So I mean, it's a bit like farming. It keeps progressing no matter what you're doing. You can come back and check in on it. And collect your stuff when it's finished.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just before we go to the next image, just a couple of questions that have come out really quickly. How will the Devomatic work with ARC contracts? So if you have to get ancestral energy, will it still increment it, even though it's converted?
I believe yes.
Double check?
Oh, double check.
Cool.
I believe yes.
I think it does.
I think it does.
I remember looking at it.
Yeah.
If not, it's in my head on the chopping block and shouldn't have said.
Ryan's confirmed it does. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, Moderator Ryan.
There you go.
Oh, thanks, Mod Ryan.
Mod Ryan there. And what about cursed energy? Obviously, very risky to take that into Wildy, but
Yes. So cursed energy. This one I do remember. I think will convert into the highest energy that you can gather. So if you're like 99 div,
that level,
then it will convert to incandescent. If you're say 85 div, then it will convert to a lower tier of energy.
Cool.
And it will convert at the same rates as that.
Awesome. All right, let's run to the next dimension. Obviously, you can keep your questions coming. We'll get to them when we can. Let's do it for it. On the subject of machines, we have the Auto Tanner. Talk about it. Sorry, I apologize. I came across so brutal. I was
Very
going to
aggressive, Shawnee.
Let's talk about it. I apologize.
Yeah, so these are just another couple of concepts that we've got. The next one as well, you can skip on to the next image too, which is just, so it's another couple of concepts of like the sort of machines that you can come to expect. So like the Tanner, and there's a sawmill as well. So like the Tanner, you'll put in dragon leathers, and over time it will produce dragon hides. I think that's the right way around. Or hides go to leathers.
Yeah, hides into leathers.
Hides into leathers.
That's the right way around.
Yep. And with the sawmill, you'll put in your logs, and over time it will create planks for you. But yeah, and then we've got, hopefully after this, there should be some concept of the guild. So that's just a paint up.
That looks awesome.
Yeah,
does it look like that in game pretty much?
The next shot is an in-game screenshot.
Oh, sorry, but before we go to that, then, Deg, by all means, you were saying.
Crazy.
I was just going to say that this we did an initial layout, and then this was a paint over of it. I think we go to the actual screenshot. It's a little bit less busy. Like the concept art had lots of like hanging wires and stuff like that, which we took out, but like the same sort of feel is there. Obviously, the actual contents of it are determined by the player, so you aren't limited to one of each machine. Is an important sort of customization point. If you want, you could just say like, I'm going to tan hides, and you just make a whole bunch of tanners, and that's just the one thing you have. Obviously, if you did that, your guild will look a little bit different to everyone else.
Oh, so those are spots that you can just go, okay, I want to build this. It doesn't have to look like what it did in that image. You can focus on what you wish. Okay, cool.
So it's a bit like having a construction room. You've got 6 spots, and there are things that can go in those spots, but you can, you pick, and you're allowed repeats.
I did see a question come up as well about are machines powered by running costs by GP. So the generator itself requires divine charge. So you'll stick a bunch of divine charge into the generator. That'll be then what powers the machines themselves. There's also a second power thing, which is that machines require like an amount of power. So each generator is a different tier. Each tier has a certain amount of power available from it. So the tier 1, for instance, has 100 power, and then that means that you can't. That each machine requires that certain amount of power. So the sawmill might require 50. So then you can only build 2 of them, and then your 100 power is used up, and you can't use it.
Whereas think of it as like an amount of space that's provided, and each machine requiring a certain amount of space.
Yeah.
So a higher tier generator gives you more space, so that you can put more machines into the guild.
So you mentioned obviously you power a divine charge. How frequently would you see a player doing that, for example?
At the top tier stuff, it should be sort of like once every week, once every week and a half. That you'd come along, top up your divine charge, top up the actual machines themselves, put more items in there. So they're very low maintenance.
It depends completely on what you put in it.
Yeah, it depends what you put in there, how many of what item you put in there.
Some of the machines are much cheaper to run per week than the other machines are.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how much it must have, like all the different stuff coming in, like into those machines must have been incredibly tough to kind of just design out and then of course balance accordingly. So I mean, how was that? I've seen crazy spreadsheets.
Yeah. So I got put on balancing to start with, sort of like doing the initial pass and whatnot before I sent it off to other people for review. It was fun, I would say. There's a lot of like, you ask yourself the question of, well, how much did a machine cost? You go, well, how much do components cost? And then you've got to go, you work your way all the way down to the lowest level, and then you can slowly work your way back up again each layer until eventually you have like an overview of like a few numbers which people actually care about, and you've got all the other numbers which no one cares about as to how you got there. So that was good fun.
So each of the machines, I presume, to build them require a certain amount of components and certain levels, etc.
Yes.
What's the highest level we're talking if you were to build like the top tier of X, let's say?
So the sawmill 2 is 117.
Right.
The tier 2 sawmill.
What's the lowest level?
You can
when can you start working on
You can
machines?
access machines at level 60.
Nice.
So, yeah, at level 60 you get access to the tier 1 generator and also the auto disassembler.
Nice. Will you need to research to learn these, or can you just build them?
So each machine comes with a blueprint as well.
Cool.
So a nice little bit of extra XP for you too. So yeah.
Oh, I kind of want to talk about blueprints while we're here, actually, because do we want to talk about what's happening with that? Nice little segue for that.
So there's a couple of things for blueprints, and one of them is the thing that we've already spoken about. It's what we're removing inspiration. So basically when batch 2 comes out, you're going to be able to discover all of your blueprints immediately, go through the whole list, and sort of have a deluge of invention XP as well as new stuff. And another thing that we haven't spoken about yet is that Invention is going to be releasing the day after Double XP weekend. Woo! I was hoping, there we go, there's a tiny amount of fanfare.
Yeah. 18th of September.
And obviously, Double XP weekend gives you more XP, as we know, from blueprints.
Double, allegedly.
Shockingly. And we thought that it would kind of suck if we brought out some new blueprints the day later, because if you're like me or moderator, you wait until Double XP weekend for all of your blueprints, and we didn't want everyone doing that. So for the next 2 weeks after Invention Batch 2 comes out, the Double XP bonus will continue to apply just for blueprints, and that is to sort of make you not feel so bad, make you not feel like you have to wait until the next Double XP weekend. You can just jump in, do all that new content, get a kind of insane amount of Invention XP on release day. But yeah, so
in summary, 2 weeks. So 2 weeks after the initial release of Batch 2, which is on the 18th, any blueprints you discover will still have the Double XP weekend modifiers intact on them. So don't feel like you have to rush through them during Double XP. If you have to, of course, get to doing double item XP, etc. in the meantime, then feel free to save yourself up for that one. All right, some general questions here. Will you release new perks in Invention Batch 2?
No, there'll be no new perks, no new components.
So, okay, cool. Why will the machines require divine charges to power them?
Easy.
Yeah, I like answers that are just Straight out of the bat. Why will the new machines require divine charges to power them? Can we make these machines repairable with GP instead?
I mean, in a sense, they are. You can buy
GP.
divine
You can
As
buy
in
charges.
divine charges because you can buy them. Yeah.
Buy divine charge, right?
Yes. There's an extra step in the process, sure.
Thematically, it made more sense to use divine charge.
Oh yeah, because it ties into Invention.
Yeah.
Yep, fair enough.
It's an energy source.
Are there still plans to make it possible to remove gizmos from an augmented item without losing the item at high item levels?
Nice. Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Oh, good question.
So we've spoken about this a couple of times on dev diaries and stuff about the separator. That is a high-level, untradeable invention item that's coming out with Batch 2. What it allows you to do is remove gizmos from augmented gear without destroying either. So you can keep both. So you can reuse gizmos and other pieces of equipment.
Are there any plans to add properties for level 12 to 20 augmented gear? Obviously, a very fair discussion point when you go past level 12. Currently, there's nothing apart from high item XP. So are there plans to fill that gap?
Yeah, so one of the things that we're putting in there is the ability to use the separator. You're not going to be able to use it on a level 1 item. You're going to have to get it to, I think, level 15.
15, yes.
As well as we've got some extra drain rate reductions in there.
Cool.
And we've got another bonus for level 20. It's a bonus.
Are you just going to say it's a bonus?
Just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bonus.
Cool.
A few players know what the bonus is already.
That's true.
It was once mentioned.
Yeah.
Oh, should we talk about it?
Well, okay,
I
then
kind of want to
fine
talk about it. If they know, then let's talk about it.
It is a 10% increased chance for any perk to activate that has a chance to activate.
Right.
So anything that isn't permanently active has a 10% increased chance. So that's things like devotion, things like scavenging, that's things like didn't get to a third example.
Let's clarify. Let's just clarify. We don't by 10%. We don't mean an extra 10% on top. So, for example, biting free is 6%. We don't mean it goes up to 16%.
No.
It's 10% of that number.
So it was 6.
So biting we got to 6.6.
Yeah.
So you know, with this, there are probably some pretty awesome combos that come out of it.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, in discussions, I think Enhanced Devoted, I think it's going to be pretty awesome with this. Very much looking forward to it. But you know, it's all it's worth it to get 1 million item XP on that item to give you that bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really the thing is, like, it's more, if you've already got a 20 item, then here's a nice extra benefit to that.
Yeah.
It's probably not so strong in most situations that you like really want to go and grind out your weapon to level 20 or your tool to level 20 because it's a huge time investment. But I don't know, if you're already 120 Invention and you've already got the weapon that you use and you know you're never going to disassemble or siphon it, then
Does this weapon Pyromaniac?
yes, it does.
Oh,
So what? Pyromanic's 0.1 per rank, right?
yeah, 10%.
10% of 0.5.
Very strong.
So let's. I want to try and use this chance to bring up augmented tier 90 D to D armor. Is there a concern with obviously the perk benefit being on level 20 that the augmented tier 90 D to D armor might suffer because of this? Because of course we have the item charge on top of it as well.
Someone didn't.
He says no.
No. Okay, that's fine. That's why I wanted to mention it. That's why I wanted to mention it. That's all. So that's cool.
Okay.
With Invention Batch 2, will more skilling tools be able to be augmented? I had the Yak, Twee, Stick, and Magic Secateurs in mind.
I think we came to the conclusion that not every skill needs something augmentable for it. There's enough out there for skilling methods as there is to do skilling with Invention rather than combat. So adding more to that, it wasn't really necessary.
Awesome. Are we able to hide cogs on our augmented gear with Invention Batch 2?
Yes. Yes, you are. We're adding a new toggle. It is directly below the toggle for retro skill capes.
Which has moved position on the interface.
Oh, has it?
Yep.
So you're
Okay.
It's right down wherever the skill cape
In MISC
retro thing is.
settings,
It's now down the
there
bottom
is
of that.
now a new section
Yes.
that allows you to toggle whether your cogs are
PvP?
visible. In PvP and on player inspect, you still appear
Nice.
Augmented.
with the coggles. The coggles?
Goggles. That's good. Goggles.
So in my brain, I've been calling it the
The coggle.
the cog toggle, and that came out of my mouth as well. Oops.
Can we get any teasers on what skill levels we'll need for the new machines? Obviously, we talked about Sawmill 2, and I believe we talked about one at level 60. Is there another one you can give us?
Between 60 and
Between
170.
60 and 117. I mean, that's it. I think the generators are 60, then tier 2 is 80, and tier 3 is 102. And then the other machines that will come around that.
Do you know the level? This is going to be a hard test, but Shawnee's already done a hard test where we don't remember numbers off of the top of our head.
Okay.
So let's go all the way
Let's do
in.
another one, yeah?
Do you know what level by which you unlock all the tier 1 machines?
Ooh.
All the basic versions? No. Okay, next question.
Because some machines,
worth a try.
Some machines have a tier 1 which is better than a tier 2 of another machine. So when balancing, you actually get access to a tier 2 of something before a tier 1 of another.
worth a try.
Premium. That's good balancing, mate.
Thanks.
I like it. Good design.
Oh, it's just going to back.
Will machines have the possibility of failing to alch an item or make an unfinished potion?
It came up in discussions early on about whether we would want to do something like that, but we opted against doing it.
Opted against.
So you don't fail, you can't
Right,
fail.
cool. Yeah,
so
just
if
want to
it processes, if it alchs 25 items per hour, then it will always alch 25 items per hour, provided there's 25 items in there.
I've just had a note in here that says any clarification on T90. I don't know what to say, just added to this. So, I mean, is there any clarification on T90? Apart from obviously...
I mean, it's something we can find out about.
Yeah, we can look into it a bit more and
like,
see if there's going to be any major concerns.
They made you check your shoelaces, by the way.
My shoelaces are tied.
What the...
that was me doing that.
Oh, okay, right, okay, cool. Can we see a flax spinning machine?
So, I mean, Invention's always going to be a reward space. Beyond Batch 2, there's always going to be future content that adds either a device here or there, a machine here or there. Those are the sort of things where future machines could come in.
And the space is there, of course, to obviously expand on top of that.
Yeah,
so there's always a chance for more machines, etc. Awesome. Will we see more Invention updates after the second batch of content?
So we're probably not going to see any more Invention updates. What we are going to definitely see is updates, and some of those will contain Invention content. Yeah. We feel like particularly with machines, we feel like this is the invention that we're happy with, that we want to deliver. It has all the training methods it needs. It has all of the the cool stuff it needs. If we have other projects in the future where it's like this makes sense to tie this to Invention, or this lends itself to a device, or if we just come up with a cool idea, then quest rewards are very likely the sort of thing to see. Exactly, more like that. But as for like this week is Invention week, like it's probably not going to be that.
Cool. I'm going to use this as a chance to mention that next Friday, myself, moderator, and Deg are actually going to be doing our own little live stream where we will literally be going through Invention Batch 2. We'll be going through a lot, the machine, the process creations, kind of how the magic all works. So it's going to be a lot of fun just to see what comes out of that. So obviously join us for that, and obviously a little bit of dev insight with these two as well, and kind of how it all came together, some of the planning and stuff like that.
Nice of you to invite me and Ramen along.
I only wanted to do. The last time we did one of the streams, I had to basically run that stream, then run a dev Q&A as well. So I'm trying to.
It's not a very good excuse, Shawnee.
You're not invited to my birthday party.
We had the same birthday.
Shit, yeah.
Apologies for the language you may have just heard.
All right, so Ram, I'm going to come over to you. Or actually, before we do, is there anything you guys want to add on top of? Obviously, is there anything we might have missed or anything like that?
Just don't hold back on XP weekend for blueprints and stuff, because say inspiration's being removed. Yeah. You will still get that 2-week extended period on release of Blueprint Discovery XP. So yeah, don't hold back. Still train on XP your Invention stuff, and because you won't be missing out on anything.
All right, awesome. Ram, I'm going to come up to you. Slayer Creatures. Obviously, we have some screenshots and everything else, but take it away.
I'm working on Slayer Creatures. So I've been working on this project for quite a while now. It's actually been really, really enjoyable. So I'll give you a quick rundown. Because the top end of, well, I say the top end, the high end of Slayer, so 100 plus, feels pretty light since 120 came out. Started to fill a couple of the lower gaps, so I've introduced 3 new Slayer creatures, coming in at 104, 106, and 108. Where am I looking there?
Camera with a red light.
Yeah, I realise. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so introducing 3 new Slayer creatures. They kind of work like polypore creatures, so you get assigned a task, and then you're able to pick which ones you want to kill. So depending on your playstyle, whether you like magic, ranged, or mage, they're key points for the Slayer creatures, so they have weaknesses. Don't really know what else to say about them. I mean,
Slayer log.
Slayer log, yeah. No, anything that relates to Slayer. These are basically just they're Slayer creatures, so they'll be in your Slayer own dungeon. They'll be in your codex.
Levels, I guess, maybe as a reminder. Because I know we talked about
I did
levels.
104, 106.
I apologise, that's my fault then. That'll teach me. Sorry. All right, I think we got some really awesome images to show off.
So if you roll the first image.
Roll VT.
Okay, so this is something I tweeted a while ago. This is a very early, I say very early, this is an early screenshot of the actual place where you'll encounter these creatures. So it's not just a new extension into a dungeon where we map down a couple creatures and you kill them there. This is actually a whole vast island. So if you roll the second image, you'll see what this has become. John.
They were fixing my mic because of how I broke it.
Wow. Look at that. Ooh. Isn't that spectacular?
That's a great build-up. It's fine.
It's a lot of trees.
Wow.
So yeah, as you can see, the lighting's completely changed. The trees have, actually been implemented. It's a bit more moody, which is nice. It's awesome. Like, it's Deg's favourite place in the game, isn't it?
Yeah,
Whoa. Invention Guild is my favourite place in the game.
My favourite place in the game is the Invention Guild, but
He
my
stated
second
today.
place.
Like, it's awesome. And there are, obviously, because they're new Slayer creatures, new rewards. And the island contains a little weekly D&D. So it's not just...
Oh, okay.
It's not just Slayer creatures. There is more to it. But yeah.
Said D&D can be reset.
Yeah.
Awesome. There you go.
It's plugged into all the systems.
Boom. Just
Can you tease what the D&D is?
It's called Wisps of the Grove. So you'll be helping out a little fairy on the island called Teely.
It's not a wisp.
You'll be helping out a little... this little fairy on the island.
QA.
Her name's Teely. She really likes mushrooms and wisps. So you kind of help her make a little...
What?
Little
She
potion.
likes mushrooms and wisps?
Yeah, you help her make a little potion, and I guess you'll find out what that potion does on the day.
Can you kill the Slayer creatures off task is what people are asking.
Yes, you can.
Awesome. And I presume they're just assignable via the normal Slayer Master?
So they're only assigned by Morvran, but now I think about it, I might put them on corridor.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else you want to jump on top, say on top of that, even?
No.
You got all your notes ticked off.
My
That's
notes
good.
say no.
Gotta make sure we got everything.
I think I nailed it. Like, really excited. I mean, everyone in the team seems to...
It looks absolutely... I wish we'd see more, like, I guess... I mean, yeah, if we look at it again, it looks absolutely amazing. I just wish there was more, like, we could see it all in action, but I guess that's kind of the allure of it. It looks really, really awesome.
This is my first, like, a project as a content developer, as a proper content developer. So it's kind of exciting. I'm working with Mod Iago and Mod Shogun with the balancing, trying to get the numbers, spot on. We don't want to sort of get it wrong and have to tweak things on the day. Like, we may as well try and nail it. Exciting stuff.
So I guess people want to know an ETA of it. I mean, we're doing the month ahead for September, so everything's kind of together.
This will come out on the... What's the Monday after RuneFest? 25th. 25th.
Yeah.
Yep.
25th of September. So prepare your Drygors and your Ascension crossbows.
There you go.
Any weapons you want to mention? Any items you want to go open price?
You need to mantra it.
You can rock your cheeky seismic wand out.
Appraisal.
Nah.
So I just saw a question about Invention Batch 2's release date. I know we mentioned it earlier, but can we do a reminder of when that is?
The
Yes.
18th of September,
There you go.
2017.
Just add the double XP. There we go. Yes, and there goes all the panic buys now, as always. All right, Timbo, coming over to you. Ninja teasers, what we got?
Remind me.
It's fair. You've got the script in your hand.
Let's start with polls.
Polls?
Yes.
So we're doing new polls.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realise we were talking about this.
It's on the
That's cool.
script.
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, we're reworking the poll systems to better fit what we want from polls. So that's sort of rejigging it to get rid of the whole gem stuff. We don't want to have any more polls that are prioritized above other polls. That hasn't really worked since 2014. I think 2014 was player power?
Yeah.
2015? We haven't done any of those sort of polls since then, so we want to rework that. We want to be able to poll you more. We also want to be able to poll you multiple questions per poll. And we just want to make the whole poll experience slightly better.
You want to make it more survey-like, don't you?
Yes. So we do the big RuneScape server every year. We want to do that in-game rather than have to go to ServerMonkey. So yeah, that's pretty much the poll system.
In the BTS, there was a mention about free-to-play content. Can you please go into a bit more detail of what to expect?
So when we looked at free-to-play content as ninjas, the mantra we have is that we don't want players to come across free-to-play content, premium content, like as they're doing the normal day-to-day things. So what we're doing is we're opening up the whole east side of Varrock and Silveria. So the dig site is now a free-to-play, and the area around Broken Home and that other Missing Presumed Death is now free-to-play as well. We're making some more quests free-to-play, so Torna's Rift is free-to-play. Some more quests in that area. Dig site is not free-to-play. Rag and Bowman is not free-to-play. Broken Home is now free-to-play. But the post-quest
challenges
are still members' content.
Well remembered. Wow.
Yeah, and we've made all combat abilities free-to-play. That was last month.
Yep.
We are in the process of making more weapons and more crafting more things free-to-play too. I don't want to mention the big thing, because I'm not sure if that is happening.
Okay.
Oh, it is happening. Why not? So we're making fletching free-to-play.
And right now, the Grand Exchange, yeah, you can figure the rest out. Go ahead.
Maple.
Okay,
drop that.
Okay, let's talk about this then. So before we jump into that, let's talk about free-to-play. Why are we making all these free-to-play updates, first of all?
I think it's mostly to do with mobile. We're going to have an influx of a huge amount of players.
Yep.
Trying out RuneScape for the very first time. They're going to download it, see a brand new game on the App Store and Play Store, and so I want to check out RuneScape. Let's play this game. And we don't want you to, for new players, to sort of get hit by these paywalls straight away. We want to basically try and enjoy the game, get as much of the game as they want. If they want to pay us for membership, they can. Part of it is also just being nice to free to play. I think we've neglected them over the years, and we wanted to sort of give back a little bit more to them. Yeah,
I think the last update we made, I mean, at least when I was here, like the main update for them, I think was when we made Mole and KBD free to play. I believe it was. When it was last June, I think, something like that. So yeah, there's been a load of really awesome stuff that I know. Obviously, you've been involved with the ninjas, and they've like been smashing them out. So pretty awesome. Yep. We actually have a couple of specific teasers now. Let's start with you. Do you want to talk about the Luck of the Dwarfs and a certain thing you've been working on?
Yeah, sure. So we have an image to demonstrate what I'm talking about. Oh, look at Timber 1, very premium. So we are now changing the luck messages, so Luck of the Dwarf shines more brightly, exclamation mark, to now to actually tell you why the ring shone. So in the example, I killed Ripper Demon with random set, so it now told me why my ring shone and what exactly I got from that.
Yeah. This is so awesome. I'm so excited.
So this will work for all luck items in the game. If you're wearing a luck item and it shines or tingles as the necklace does, then it will tell you exactly why it shone and what you should have got or did get.
It's not just for Luck of the Dwarfs, just to clarify.
It's for all luck items, yeah.
Ring of Wealth.
Ring of Wealth, rabbit's necklace, leprechaun hat, luck potions, Ring of Fortune, Ring of Luck. Barbarian Collector's insignia.
Just to give you an example of everything you've had to plug into.
Yeah, all of those sorts of things. And Hazelmere's signet ring will now tell you what doubled as well.
Oh, nice. I think we're coming to you next.
If anyone knows that.
Yes, with an image. I'm just going to let the image come up and you can talk about it.
It's probably going to be the wrong image. Picture of my face or something. Yeah, here we go. So, made a change to boss portals 2 weeks ago. I made it so when you click Talos, you're able to pick if you land inside or outside the door. Got some feedback on that, and then decided may as well rework the actual portal itself. So now with is it got the wrong? Yeah, Calfight spelt wrong on this.
Oh, you got the infamous typo still. Nice.
Yeah. So basically, with boss teleports that allow you to go to different places, such as next, you can either go in the KC room because people like to sweat it out and get some adrenaline, so they can get like 10 seconds faster on their kill, or they just want to land in the bank area and just go in casually. So now on the right click for all these different ones, you're able to select whether you land in certain places. So that's the same for Telos, Nex, Virago. So Virago, you can land inside or outside the cave.
Nice.
Calfight Queen now has the option to go to the Exiled one. I believe I did it for Araxor as well, so you can land inside the cave or outside the cave because, you know, save you extra 10 seconds.
And cool. Go on the rope, jump over, etc.
Yeah, and it always remembers, so when you click it, I just made changes with the interface so it draws everything on one page, so you can quickly click it rather than, yeah, next page, next page. Oh, there's a
modal,
yeah,
as we call them.
So yeah, it's been spruced up. I like it.
Nice.
It's cool. So yeah, it's just a handful of various PVM changes. You know, Modiago's having to test an awful lot of fixes, and Deg's having to listen to me and talk about raids and things. So yeah.
Awesome. All right.
It's a nightmare.
Next up, I'm going to talk a little bit here, so I apologise. Next up is a video from me. This might fly by a bit, so it'll go quick, but I'll try and summarise it in a nutshell. So, yeah, if we hit play, we'll go for it. So basically, you have to observe where the mouse is going. So you'll notice there is an item charge tooltip now on your items when you mouse over stuff, so you can see when it's low. When you equip items that are below a certain percentage, it will tell you that the degrade has a warning message, essentially. And if your items fall to 5%, it will tell you in the chat when they fall to 5% on using them. Now, what this also means is that when you use your presets, it will tell you everything that's low, so it'll actually work. And with this, I basically took it as a chance to change a couple of tooltips on stuff. So you can see timers on scrimshaws and god books. If you're below 1 hour, it'll show up in red. And you can see everything else along the way. There's urns, frozen keys, rune pouches, spring cleaners, ectoplasmators, gem bag, coal bag, so on. There's a lot there. I would try and say them all, but I just realized how fast I go through my own videos. So yeah, I'm not going to keep up
as well.
Yeah, I get into like a zone where I present them. Nice. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So I used the preset there, and all my items are below 5% when I use the preset, including the Rin of Death, which is below 20, and it will proc the message. So if you happen to go to PBM, you take out your preset, it'll show the message, and then you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's a tooltip. It's going to come over to you now. Let's talk about the gold accumulator. So what we plan to do with this?
So we're adding a permanent gold accumulator, like I talked about a little while ago, I think, but it's happening. Existing gold accumulators are staying in the game. We were going to remove them, but decided not to. If you wanted to keep them, but yeah, the permanent gold accumulator will go into game. It will be from the engineering store. It will be available for 1.5 million DG tokens, and as a payment for being permanent, it will eat 10% of your coins that you pick up.
Okay.
So you get 90% of your coins rather than 100%.
But considering it's permanent, then
it's permanent. Yeah.
You know, I'm pretty sure
it is there forevers and evers.
So I believe last time we spoke about this, it was waiting on, I believe, just the model, right?
Yeah.
Are we any further on that at all?
I don't know. Maybe. It's coming out this month.
Okay, cool.
As soon as it's ready, it will be out. So
I know it's the next thing to be worked on.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go then. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And everyone now can get grinding for their 15 million DG XP, which will give you the tokens for it. So yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. How the hell do you get 1.5 million tokens? Just get 15 million DG tokens.
Do a lot of DG.
Do dungeoneering. There's a seasonal for dungeoneering. Go do that.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Dungeoneering's great.
I had a lot of fun watching the 2 minute and 52-second video of that 5-man run in Lodge. That was pretty awesome.
If you want DG tokens, go talk to Jagex Shogun. He loves the DG.
Nah, never again.
What do you mean? I was there when you were doing DG.
He said to me that 1.5 million tokens was not enough. So.
Oh boy, now you've okay, and I've got on here borrow power. Do we want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, so we're making some. So one of our top ninja fixes is borrow power. We're removing the arcane capacitor requirement. Arcane capacitor will still exist as a cosmetic item. You can use it to teleport to Pauline as well. But you can now set the borrowed power spell inside bank areas from your spellbook.
There you go.
You can right-click borrow powered if you have it unlocked and select your spell in a bank area, and you can go use it like you would normally.
Awesome. So now we're going to come to a bit more of a general Q&A, so everyone feel free to tag in if anything that comes up. Any news on allowing large dungeons for solo DG? I can take this if anyone else doesn't want to. So I spoke to Mod Helen just before, obviously, coming on stream, just to clarify. So when we released it, basically, we were worried that allowing solo players to create huge dungeons would be a bit of a strain on load. At the moment, we're still looking at how people are using duo larges. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just keeping an eye on it, and if we decide to do it, then we will do it, pretty much.
Will the gold accumulator go on the Slayer belt?
It doesn't currently.
Okay.
We will make it go on there if Mod Doctor is nice.
Oh, there you go. Excuse
He's
me.
not watching this stream, it's fine.
But people will tweet him.
Yeah, it's fine.
How does it work? Sorry, combat pets. How does it work if training multiple combat styles simultaneously? Will you roll still?
You are able to get them all, but obviously it's split. It's a lesser chance because you are training all three.
So somehow, if you're extremely lucky, it is possible to roll 3 pets at once.
Yes.
Whew, that'd be awesome.
4 pets.
For your constitution.
Constitution as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Do we have an ETA on that yet?
Well, Combat Pets is dev complete. We are just waiting on graphics. So the graphics are. I've seen some of the pets and they're looking sick. Our animator, I think it's Mod Hing.
Yep. Spot on.
Could be his mod name.
No, it is his mod name.
He's animating one of them now, and it looks awesome. Every time I walk past his desk, I'm like, ooh. I'm not allowed to touch a screen like Ryan would, but.
Why are augmented items banned from the duel arena?
I don't think anyone had an answer to that on the sheet.
I mean, it's one of those. It could be added as a toggle, like along with most things are toggleable for duel arena, right? Food and whatnot. I mean, it's probably a low priority thing, like super low priority, but if people wanted it, then.
What happened to the aura bag?
Obviously, when Mod Harrison, did the aura bag, we showed it off, and a couple of bits of feedback came through. I know there were discussions about the feedback, and obviously we didn't release it because we don't want to release something that isn't up to standard, it's not up to scratch. As far as I'm aware, it's sitting there at the moment. There's bigger priorities at the moment, but it's not gone.
Basically, the feedback I got from players was that the feedback that they wanted, the implementation that the players want, is more work. Way more work than what Harrison had already done.
But the fact that that's what they want is kind of essentially what.
Yeah, so it's on hold now until we can get that work done.
Cool. Does Jagex have any plans to celebrating 3 years of Iron Man mode?
Iron Man curator, moderator, ramen.
It's actually Mod Shogun now.
That was it.
I'm kidding. No.
I was going to say.
I mean, we can have a birthday cake that tastes of iron. We might do something.
What, just for us, not for the players.
Anyone who sends in a postcard.
We don't have any plans. That's pretty much it.
That's cool.
We need to update the board because obviously.
Oh, nice segue. Very good.
That's what they call me, Segway King.
Did they? Did they? How well can you run a Segway?
Obviously, we need to update the board because Welbeck, a hardcore Iron Man, achieved
Congrats, buddy.
Warden title. Yep. Obviously, that's a pretty phenomenal feat. You know, there's no 4K in Rage, but no, it's a phenomenal achievement. So you know, hats off to him or her. I'm not sure. Well done. Segue back to you.
Oh, that was flawless.
You are the Segway.
We should, yeah.
Talk about the Segways you ride, by the way. Speed 1000.
All right.
I love how everyone's mood just dropped as a result of that. What even? I'd like to. Okay, this is just under random info, so feel free to answer this if possible. I'd like to know how the amount of resources in a tree or herb patch or other similar node is calculated.
Random.
Yeah.
It's random, right?
I think it's as you're harvesting.
Like, so if you have green figures aura, it's as you're doing it,
Yeah.
it does it. I think that's as simple as it can be, really, right?
I would imagine so.
But
Yeah.
basically, it keeps for herbs, it keeps testing your skill level with modifiers until you fail.
Yeah.
And when you fail, it depletes.
And obviously,
There's
That's the same for trees.
I'm segueing right now. There's a certain dev blog. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the drop rates dev blog. Since
So yeah,
we're on that.
there's been a lot of chatter about drop rates and stuff and how we don't release them because we're meanies. I think is the biggest reason why. So I've written a dev blog about why we do drop rates and how we're going to release them going forward. So yeah, we're going to have the dev blog's written. It's waiting feedback. It'll be coming up probably next week, and we'll be releasing an infographic about what the drop rates are for bosses every week after that.
Awesome. Okay, next up is a little event we're doing this month called RuneFest. No big deal or anything. I have Mod JD who's going to join us now, so hopefully he can find some space to jump in here. So hello JD, it's been a while since you've been on the stream actually.
I know, I'm normally behind the scenes, but I've been unleashed today onto the actual live stream, so hello everyone.
So talk to us about RuneFest 2017 then.
So this year we wanted to do something which was appealing to all kinds of RuneScape players, and one of the things that obviously everybody shares is their RuneScape memories, and so that kind of came out with the theme Back to Our Roots. So we are doing stuff which is very much a little bit of nostalgia in there, but also some really, really exciting things to look forward to for the future as well. So you can expect massive reveals, you can expect a whole suite of main stage talks. We've got 2 stages this year. We've got the circus stage and we have the Varrock stage, and there is more water dripping down there as you can just see. So we've got 2 different stages. We've got 2 different live streams. We'll be having one live stream on Twitch and we'll be having one live stream on YouTube. So awesome. Whatever floats your boat, you'll be able to watch something pretty much anytime you want to. We'll also hopefully have like a multicam setup. So we'll have some cameras hidden within the venue so that you can kind of go around and we're hoping this works. You can go around and you can see what's going on at the venue at one time.
Awesome.
But yeah, we'll have loads and loads of cool things. We'll be doing some Facebook live streams. We'll be doing some Periscope streams behind the scenes with people when they just come off the main stage to talk about what they've revealed. But yeah, all kinds of good stuff. We can't wait. It's one of the things that we look forward to as a company all throughout the year. And
yeah. I'm knackered after RuneFest every year.
Yeah, I mean, we're part of the streaming team. We get absolutely shattered the entire day, but it is brilliant. It's one of the things that we absolutely love doing. We love talking to players. We love finding out firsthand from everybody what goes on and what your guys' thoughts are. So yeah, if you're coming along, can't wait to meet you guys. If you're not, then there's plenty of things to be watching, plenty of things to be getting on with. We hope you enjoy it all.
Tickets still available?
Absolutely. If you head to the RuneFest website, you'll be able to find out a little bit more about ticketing. I believe all of the night before tickets are sold out, but there are still a very few tickets available for the...
I'm not sure. I think my plans are saying they're almost out.
Almost out. So if you want to come along, make sure you do. It's a Bad to See Evolution in London, 23rd of September. Yeah, make sure you do come along. And one thing that I completely forgot to mention, if you are at home, we are doing something very special this year. We are having a RuneScape. Sorry, a RuneScape. It is RuneScape. A RuneFest in-game.
Okay.
So we are bringing RuneFest to everybody at home as well. So there'll be more details about this in the next kind of couple of weeks or so. But it's really, really exciting. We're hoping that it means that every RuneScape player can take part in the RuneFest experience and hopefully get a taste as to what that means for the people who are coming to the event as well.
Nice. Since we're talking about RuneFest, is everyone here going to RuneFest? I presume we are all going to RuneFest, right?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
well, JD, you kind of mentioned what you're doing, but again, you're able to mention.
Yeah. So I'm in charge of all of the social media and the live streaming with Mod John, who is behind the scenes as per usual. So yeah, we'll be in charge of making sure all of the what you guys watch at home is up to scratch, essentially. So we've got 4 presenters this year rather than just the 2. So Shawnee, you will be presenting, and we'll be getting a costume for you. Ideas for costumes for Shawnee on a postcard, please.
Why?
So yeah, we'll be getting.
Why am I not allowed like my own free will when it comes to deciding what I wear for RuneFest?
I mean, I'd have thought that was obvious.
Yeah, look at the decisions you make.
Who wants to use a naked goby? Timbo's words, not mine.
That is hot.
Yeah, no, I expected the costume.
Tweet me ideas for Shawnee's potential costume, and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, we've got 4 presenters this year. We'll be hopefully doing a lot more kind of on the floor social, so things like Instagram stories, Snapchat, all across all of the different titles that we have. So that's RuneScape, that's Old School, Jagex, and the RuneFest accounts as well as all of our localized channels as well. So we want to make this the best RuneFest ever, and we've got lots of plans to make that a reality.
Shows how it's going to be, so you're going to be busy, that's for sure.
Oh, always brilliantly busy.
Dave, what are you up to in RuneFest?
I am going to be doing the combat talk with Mod Ramen. Also,
Spoilers.
We have the schedule actually,
sorry.
don't we?
Oh, we got the schedule. Awesome. So we'll bring up the schedule. We'll talk about that, and then we'll come back to you, Derek. Just so you can get. So you can mention what you're doing. So yeah, this is our schedule. So I assume this is stage 1, like the main stage.
This is the Varrock stage. This is
the main stage.
Is it the main stage? Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah, because it's called the Varrock stage. Okay. Cool. So you can see that. Well, there's obviously a fair amount there. Everything in between.
Turnaround. That's my favourite bit.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's my favourite event.
Wait, is that where we get to rip up the chairs?
I think so. As the streaming people, those are our favourite bits because we have half an hour's worth of content, which isn't the main stage. So we've got to try and find things to talk about, things to do. So, but they are normally the most fun bits as well for us.
I think we have the other. Do we have the other stage as well? There you go. Awesome.
Circus stage.
And that's where you can see combat at 4:30 there on that day. So it's going to be.
RuneScape's killing at 1 p.m.
Combat. Raiders of the Lost Art. Wait, what? Is that? I presume it's the art team, but they have to come up with a name. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Sure.
And important to note, the Varrock stage will be on Twitch, and the Circus stage will be on YouTube.
Right. Okay. Cool. Makes sense. So obviously you can just have both up at the same time if you're obviously watching from home. Yeah. Awesome.
I'm not sure how the audio will work with that, but go with it.
All right, Deg, combat. Obviously, you know that you're involved in the combat talk. Is there anything else you're up to at RuneFest as well?
What's the moderator doing?
I am sort of floating around the floor, just sort of loitering until I get kicked out.
Mincing around.
Yeah, exactly. And saying hi and answering your questions.
I'm glad you had to mention you were going to say hi. That's good. Moderator?
I think I'm working on one of the skill chip activities.
Oh,
have we mentioned? I don't think
we haven't even mentioned about skill chips.
We haven't mentioned about skill chip. They're normally something that when you get to the event, it's a bit of a surprise. So we'll keep them a bit.
I won't say which one I'm working on.
but yeah, they're all themed around retro events in RuneScape. So you should hopefully recognise all of them.
I'm not bored. Everyone says like the entire stream. It's like, oh, Mod Rama's bored. It's like. That's just my face.
That's your look when you're intensely focusing.
Smile, but it's really creepy. I smile at Deg all the time. He's like, ugh.
Yeah, no, it's weird. No, you're doing it now.
Yeah, as JD mentioned, I'm just doing the presenting for RuneFest in whatever god costume comes up from that. I guess.
By the sound of it.
Yeah, there was consensus there. I think
it was definitely Gobi.
Yeah.
Timbo.
So I'll be leading the RuneScape skilling talk. When I'm talking about the next 5 years of RuneScape skilling.
Nice.
I'll be leading up the combat talk. Exciting. It's a sick one.
So obviously last year there was a lot more of a stage, more stage presence from the combat team on the stage.
Yeah.
So who can we expect to see on stage if you're able to reveal that?
Myself.
Yep.
Deg.
Moderator Deg.
Our very own Mod Pi. And Mod Days.
Awesome.
Daddy Days, as they call him.
Daddy Days, that's his name.
Awesome. I think, just looking at this, I think we've covered everything there. So we're going to pass it over to someone who we don't have on stream very often, and they're from the web team. It's Mod.
I think it's the debut. I think it's streaming debut.
There we go. We're going to pass it over to Mod All-Star, and I'm not going to say anything and just let him take it away and show off the magic. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, guys. Well, like the guy said, I'm working on the web team. My name is All Star, and this year we've got something actually really awesome to share with you guys. we've been working on an app for RuneFest this year. So we kind of had one last year, wasn't very good. This year we've improved it massively. So whether you're at RuneFest or not, you can actually get all of the action, stay up to date with what's going on at the festival from your phone. So we've got everything from the news that's happening at the event through to the contests. I'll try not to give away the skill chip things. I don't want to ruin JD's surprise there, but you can track your progress on the JMod hunt. So if for example, you're a fan of Mod All-Star and you want to fist bump him, once you find him, you can tick him off, see how you're doing. Like I said, I won't ruin the skill chips just yet, but there's some really cool stuff in there. You can even get a preview of the merch store, and I do have to warn everyone, it's placeholder stuff. The web team have been throwing stuff at this in our own time, so these are not the final images. I especially like the pack get, but it may not look like that in the actual store. But you'll be able to see all the merchandise in advance and decide what you want to get. We've put in the stage times, so like you guys just saw earlier, everything you want to know and details about all the events for both stages are in there. We've got the live streams embedded into the app, so if you want to just check out what's going on, you want to see Shawnee's fantastic Gobi costume, go for it.
Also, you can set reminders for all of the things as well, can't you?
Yes, so we're working on a lot of these features right now, so I don't want to promise anything too much. There is a lot more that's still going to go in it. And yep, we're working on notifications if we get them in time. That is an if, and a few other bits and pieces. We've got general info as well. If you're unsure about travelling around London, you need information on where things are, transport and safety, first aid. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. I don't want to drag it out too long. I want you guys to check it out when we launch it live, which will be in about a week before RuneFest. But yeah, feel free to check it out. It's going to have a lot of stuff in there. It's going to be really helpful.
Awesome. That's excellent. I'm very much looking forward to that one, for sure. But I think, apart from that, is there anything you guys want to say at all?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 25 scores. So Ryan is going to make a thread for getting ideas for future ones. And throughout the course of today and yesterday, he's just been constantly refreshing. Obviously, all the high scores are active, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we've seen some awesome things like the 2-minute something DG.
251 DG.
251 DG.
Or the 1 hour rack skill. For some reason.
That's my favourite, right? If you're going to be famous for something.
I love the slowest kills.
Be the slowest Ratzel kill. But yeah, once Ryan posts that thread, I'm sure he'll tweet it and it'll go on Reddit and it'll go on it'll be on the forums. So if you have any ideas,
252 even. I couldn't help but notice someone said, "Is he reading from a Bible?"
This
it is a Bible, yeah.
I don't want to open it up, but like,
It's the Bible of RuneScape.
if you can see here, this is how AOD began. As squares and circles and drawings and
They can't see anything.
They won't be able to see.
we
that.
focus in
Are
on
we
the-
actually going to do
wait,
it?
there we go,
we'll focus in.
I didn't. We've turned this into an art showcase of how AOD can
I mean,
be.
I'm not sure I'd
Swear.
describe that as art, if I'm being honest, but
hold on.
Just quickly check it for secrets and bad
It says
words.
stop lying at the top.
That's a good piece of advice.
It's not a Bible, it's just my art book. As you can see, that is AOD. Everything there.
Mod
is-
Ramen.
I don't think the art team are going to be
Age
quaking in their
Age
boots, if I'm being honest.
Oh, I can see some photoshops coming out of this one very badly, actually.
I'm going to make sure they get you a naked Gobi costume for that. It's just going to be my book with a picture of you naked in a Gobi costume.
That's the new.
Right, that's it. We're ending it now, I think. On that note.
Now we're on a roll.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, in a nutshell, we started off talking about Invention Batch 2. Machines, new devices, and obviously a bit of a fill in the gap a little bit from 99 to 120. Also filling the gap from level 13 to 20 on equipment. You can also, as a note, you do not have to research any of the blueprints on double XP. You can decide to research them 2 weeks after the Invention update comes out, which is on the 18th of September, and you will still benefit from the double XP modifier for blueprint discovery. Some additional notes, I guess it's safe to mention as well. Augmenters are tradable.
Yep.
Inspiration's being removed.
Gone.
And also you can toggle seeing the cogs on your items as well.
Yep.
Apart from that, is that everything in regards to that?
We'll be going into a lot more detail about stuff on
absolutely.
the Friday stream. Friday the 15th, the patch note teaser with Shawnee. The two of us will be there. We'll be going into a lot
Do
of...
you want to host?
No, man.
I feel like
All right,
patch notes undersells it a little bit. I feel like this is patch notes
It's
squared.
Yes.
patch note squared or cubed.
Yeah.
What did we cover after Invention Batch 2?
Christ, I don't know, where even was you on Invention Batch 2?
I didn't, I made it up. It's on the script.
There you go.
Oh,
That's
back
what
to
you've
Shawnee
got.
for outro. There you go. It says at the bottom, man.
But yeah, we went through Ramon's Slayer Creatures, of course,
Yeah.
which the environment looks absolutely stunning for that.
Spectacular.
Spectacular, we can use that word as well, which is pretty hype. And of course, we
Batch notes, I like that.
batch notes. There you go. And of course, went through your boss portal changes as well, which are looking pretty great. Timbo, of course, went to you for Ninja upcoming stuff, which includes, of course, the free-to-play changes as well as your look at the Dwarf change.
Yep.
And then we went to JD for RuneFest, and then, of course, the All Star for the RuneFest app reveal as well. So, pretty packed stream, to say the very least.
And to answer the question in the chat now, Shawnee will still be doing Reddit if he's busy making his Gobi costume.
Oh, is he making it himself now?
I heard that.
I'm sorry, wait, what?
Well, we don't want him to phone it in. If he makes his own one, then he might, he won't put the full effort in because he doesn't really want to wear it.
We need professionally made.
Yeah, I think we need to commission
Scissors
one.
and some chaps.
My God. Oh, man.
I sound really. I'm straight.
I like that clarification.
That's the show.
That's the stream highlight right there. My goodness me. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is going to end our stream right there. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure. We'll see you next time. Take care and have a good one.
Bye.
We're so sorry.